Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Persephone. Today we are doing the second video of the 30 fetish video challenge. And after the first video about Findom, I have received many messages from fans asking me to do the foot fetish video second. So that's what we're going to do today. So, foot fetish. For most people who are not accustomed with it, it sounds very weird. Like, are there really people out there that are experiencing sexual arousal from feet? The answer is yes, of course they are, and no, you shouldn't be shaming people for fetishes. This is something that I will be saying over and over during the course of our videos, that as long as two people are consenting adults, you shouldn't be there to be prude and to tell them they're freaks or what to not do, because I have received some extremely disturbing messages as well, but I'm not even going to comment on them because we're not going to give trolls any attention in 2018. We're going to put them on the diet. And by the diet, I mean the starvation diet. I have read many explanations about how a foot fetish comes to existence. Some people say that it has to do with first childhood experiences. And if you read like testimonies from people with a foot fetish, they're going to say that they started noticing it when they were really young. For example, they were in the kindergarten and the teacher was sitting next to them on the floor, like reading them a story or something, and they would start paying attention to her feet. And the only explanation that makes sense to me scientifically is that the area in our brain that has to do with genitals is very close to the area that has to do with feet. So to some people there is some cross-wiring and some overlapping, so they end up feeling sexual arousal from feet. But there are many forms and subtypes of the fetish. It's not as simple as it sounds. And for example, there are people who are very aroused by women who wear high heels, as you can see in the movies, for example. That is a subtype of the fetish. Or people who are aroused by dirty feet and stinky feet. Yeah, I know, like yikes, it sounds very strange, but it also has its explanation. And also there are people who are aroused by different types of feet with socks, and they consider the act of someone slowly taking their socks out very erotic. Again, I know that for someone who has no experience in that scene or has never met a person with a foot fetish, all this sounds very crazy and they could even think that I'm trolling, but I'm not trolling. People who have this fetish usually have a variety of other fetishes that go hand by hand with it. And I say this because the purpose of those videos are also going to help those who want to make it into the BDSM scene and the Findom scene and make money out of it. For example, people who are into Findom, from my experiences and what I have seen, they usually have humiliation fetish and foot fetish together with Findom fetish. Not always, but you're going to see it very commonly. So it's good to know things about foot fetishes and how you can use them to your advantage, because what we said about Findom stays. When it comes to foot fetishes, in my opinion, it's one of the easiest and safest fetishes to make money from. You don't even have to take your clothes off. If you have nice feet, there are people making $60,000 a year just from showing their feet. Of course, it's not as innocent as it sounds, because you are aware that people use your feet pictures and your feet videos to actually masturbate, okay? But as long as you're okay with that, and I don't see any reason to not be okay with that, it's fine. You can sell them and you can make lots of videos and also sell them. What is not okay, and I see it over and over on Twitter, Instagram and stuff like that, is especially guys, but it could also be girls, stealing pictures of feet or stealing pictures from Instagram and using them to various sites without people's permission. And you're going to say, okay, so someone stole a picture of my feet, so what? I knew a case of a girl that someone stole a picture of her and her underage sister who was 16. This is not cool. If you have the fetish and you're doing it, you need to stop doing it. If you want someone's permission to take their picture, that's also fine, but it can be very dangerous online. And I say this because internet safety is going to be one of our priorities. So even if you are a normal person right now posting your feet on Facebook because you have cute nail polish, can be used in more ways than you can think. Back to our practical ways. How do you start? First of all, you start with a pedicure. You cannot go anywhere in life with orc feet and orc nails, and even if you're just a girl with a boyfriend, your feet shouldn't be looking like they have fungus on it, they have never been trimmed or anything like that. The style of your nail polish, the style of the shoes you're wearing and the socks you're wearing, it's totally up to you. There is a huge audience anyway, so if you are into girly things, by all means wear girly. If you are into sportswear, that's totally fine as well. And the feet scene also has a very big market for guys, although the buyers are mostly gay men. But as a guy, you can show your feet and you can show yourself wearing sneakers or boots or stuff like that and make so much money, you have no idea. You're literally using a gold mine to walk. After you do that, you're again going to go to your Twitter account that you have already created, because we said you should on your previous video, and you're going to post some of those pictures with some of those tags. And you're going to add on them some of the retweeting slaves, and your pictures are going to be shared all over. And then you're going to start receiving requests from people who are going to be very interested in your feet. Again, I'm going to say that if you want to do that and make money, it's like any other business. The more money you make, the more time you're going to invest, the more money you're going to make, and the more customers you're going to have. When it comes to actual real life sex, and I'm not saying escorting here, and you're never going to hear me recommending escorting. If you want to do sex work and you're an adult, by all means do it. I'm not against it, but I'm not here to promote it either, okay? There are people who are literally having various degrees of foot fetish, and I actually have met people who say that they don't need real sex as long as they have someone walking all over them with their feet, putting their feet into their mouths, stomping them with their feet, allowing them to smell their feet. But those are extreme exceptions, and actually I find it very challenging for someone like that to find partners if they are not interested in any form of quote-unquote mainstream sex. But people who have the foot fetish in general, they want to incorporate feet during sex in some form, or they like to have sex with a woman who wears high heels during sex, and so on. And I'm saying this out of the fiendom part. I believe that when you have a partner and you can please them sexually, you should try everything once. And if you don't like it, that's fine. You should never force yourself to do things that you don't want to do. But it could be fun, you know? Because I've even heard guys, Asian guys actually, because I'm also in the Asian male, white female community a lot, and Western female in general. I've heard guys saying that my girlfriend used to wear high heels and now she got bored and she doesn't do it anymore, and it's really disappointing. Don't be that girl. Don't be the girl who just tied down a guy and now she doesn't make any effort. Because all those guys who have the foot thirst are going to end up online paying girls who actually show their feet, and you're not going to like it, okay? Small window for dating advice. So that's it for today. If you have any upcoming questions, or you want to talk more about the whole foot fetish thing, or you want to share your own experience if you have a fetish, by the way, I recommend that for people who don't feel comfortable, you can make throwaway accounts and ask me whatever you want in the comment section if you are my usual fans and you don't feel comfortable. And it got me really sad that I saw people saying, hello, I'm trans, is it okay for me to be here? Of course you're okay. Anyone can be a subscriber and everyone is welcome, okay? And I'm a very big supporter of the LGBT community. What is not welcome is trolling and harassing my other subscribers, and if you get crazy, I'm going to temporarily ban you for 2 or 3 days and then reinstate you. But this is just a pain to do, and I want to avoid doing it. You can start acting like more than 10 years old. That would be very nice. If you liked this video and you want to see more, I want you to help me by subscribing and by sharing, because I'm still very pissed off at the guy who told me you'll never go anywhere talking about sex and fetishes and Asian guys. Let's see how far we're going to get, okay? And the next upcoming videos, I want you to stay tuned, are going to be cacking fetish, you know, the one that must not be named in my case, humiliation fetish, ignoring fetish, and blackmail fetish. That's all for now. Thank you for watching.